Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapresthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vedishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshikarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kapasandubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're going to discuss Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is chapter number 17, chapter entitled The Divisions of Faith, and we'll discuss text 7. 17.8. Okay. 17.8. Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha Rasya Snigdha Stira Hridya Ahara Satvika Priyaha Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha Rasya Snigdha Stira Hridya Ahara Satvika Priyaha Recite.
Ayuha Sattva Balarogya
Ayu Sattva Balarogya
Sukha Priti Viradhanya
Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha
Rasya Snigdha Strita Hridya
Sasya Snigdha Stira Hridya
Satvika Priyaha
Ahara Satvika Priyaha
Sattva Balarogya
Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha Rasya Snigdha Stira Hridya Ahara Satvika Priyaha. Okay, I'll read the word by word meaning and translation. There's no purport that Srila Prabhupada has given to these words. Ayuhu, duration of life. Sattva, existence. Bala, strength. Arogya, health. Sukha, happiness. Priti, and satisfaction. Vivardhanaha, increasing. Rasyaha, juicy. Snigdhaha, hati. Sthiraha, enduring. Vidyaha, pleasing to the heart. Aharaha, food. Sattvika, to one in goodness. Priyaha, palatable. Okay. Translation. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. Okay. This entire section is the divisions of faith, the Shraddha, the faith of a person divided as per the three modes of material nature. And Krishna chooses to speak on eating, on speaking, how these things, are the three modes affect these activities. So, especially with regards to eating, we'll discuss that today with regards to food. But habits sometimes become our second nature. Why? Because if you take the word habit, if you remove H, a bit remains. If you remove A, bit remains. If you remove B, it remains. That's the habit. And if you remove I, E still remains. Right? But chai chutti. The tea still remains. So these habits, when we like when when we regularly repeat an activity and we remain in a certain mode, it becomes our second nature. If you are made a manager for some work and you are told you to recruit your people, recruit your team, you will try to understand a person, their nature. How do they talk? How do they behave? How will they and you can actually predict how a person will respond in a certain situation. That's the nature that a person displays. In panic, what will this person do? When there is success, how will this person behave? So habits become a second nature. So Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur would give a story for this. He would say, one time, there was a thief, and this thief decided, I need to improve upon. I don't want to commit this sinful activity anymore. I don't want to trouble others. I don't want to steal. And somewhere he had heard if you remain with sadhus, if you remain in good association, then all your bad habits will go away. So he decided, let me go on a pilgrimage. He saw a band of sadhus, saintly people, they were going for a pilgrimage. He decided, I will also go with them. And by the time they walked the whole day and the night, they camped at one place. They put up their tents. They all were sleeping, but because this fellow was a thief, and when do thieves go out for work? Their work begins at. And by the time this guy was sleeping, the second nature of stealing came up, and he thought, "No, I have to steal something." But now the heart is saying, "No, but I am with sadhus, I am with saintly people. I should not do this activity. I want to improve." But then what did he do? He went about the tent and he simply picked up one bag as if he's stealing. He got that satisfaction and he picked that bag and hid it somewhere else. And picked up another guy's bag and put it somewhere else. Okay? And by the time it was morning and everyone got up and there was a panic. Where is my bag? Where is my bag? Where is my bag? And his thief is feeling so nice. You know, I did something by which I put others into trouble. But then this thief came in front of everyone and said, I'm sorry, I should not have done this. But what to do? It has become my second nature. So Krishna says that if one decides to stop these bad habits and cultivate Krishna consciousness, apichit suduracharo bhajati mam ananyabhag sadhu eva samantap. Yes, we may have some bad habits, our nature, but if we decide to take a firm decision, I will stop and I will cultivate Krishna consciousness. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is saying that person should be considered saintly. So, Srila Prabhupada would say, most people will not go back to Godhead, not because of bad sadhana. Amongst devotees, those who come to Krishna consciousness, most will miss, most of those who will miss the bus. They will not go back to Godhead, not because of bad sadhana, but because of sticking to their bad mentality and habits. Prabhupada says. You take 2 steps forward, and your bad habits bring you 4 steps back. You hear something nice, you become convinced, I will do it. Then the bad habit brings us there. Again, we go back. So, on the path of devotional service, we have 9 stages. Adav Shraddha, we all come with little faith. Then we do Sadhu Sangha. We associate with Adav Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. We associate with devotees. Then, what will devotees teach us? Please chant Hare Krishna. Please perform some sadhana, some regular spiritual practices. Right? Sadhu Sangha. Third stage, what will we begin? Bhajana Kriya. But when as soon as you begin spiritual practices, right, chanting Hare Krishna does what? Sikshastakam, which is the first line. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The chitta margin will happen. Our heart will start getting purified. Of what? All the dirty impressions, the dirty, past habits. All these will go away. Like we have soap for cleaning our body. We have detergent for washing our clothes. But how do you clean your heart? The heart gets cleansed. One may feel what is happening. I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm chanting. I'm trying to hear. It's working on your heart. The heart, chitta, dharpana, the mirror of the mind is getting purified. It's getting cleansed. So as we perform bhajana, anartha nivritti stage will come, where the anarthas in the heart will go away one by one. And the next stage that we reach is nishtha. So Rupa Goswami in his book, he says anartha nivritti and nishtha. Once anartha nivritti we cross, we'll reach the stage of steady faith, nishtha. But Vishwanath Thakur, I'll tell you this detail I'll give you. Uh, Sri Rupa Goswami has written a book, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. Right? And Srila Prabhupada has translated it as nectar of devotion. So its actual meaning is actually the word by word meaning of that book title is Bhakti, devotion, Bhakti Rasa, the taste, the mellow of Bhakti, and the ocean of it. So Bhakti is an ocean of mellows, ocean of rasa. Bhakti, rasa, amrita, sindhu. So it's an ocean. So Vishwanath Thakur has written a book, Madhurya Kadambini. What does Madhurya Kadambini means? Kadambini means a cloud. And Madhurya means a cloud full of rasa. Where does this cloud come from? He says Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is an ocean. From there come up so many clouds, and I've caught one. And that one cloud is this one book. So Rupa Goswami writes whole book. Out of that one verse, Vishwanath Thakur has taken and written a whole book on it. And that verse is these 9 stages. What? Okay, so Anartha Nivritti, then comes Nishtha, then comes Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. But between Anartha Nivritti and Nishtha, Vishwanath Thakur says there are 2 stages. Anisthita Bhajana Kriya and Nisthita Bhajana Kriya. When you are crossing Anartha Nivritti, what will happen? You perform your devotional practices, but your bad habits, your past habits will come in the way. They will hinder, they will trouble. And you'll find devotees as they're advancing, they're chanting, they're advancing, but they find again and again these bad habits pull them back. Like when Mataji one time complained to me, this lady came to complain, said, Prabhuji, I thought my husband, he stayed, when he was in the college, he stayed in the voice. When he was, unmarried, right? That time he stayed in the temple like all of you. And with good faith, I married him, thinking, अच्छा devotee होगा. Hey, but I said, problem क्या है? अच्छा devotee है. Said, no, Prabhuji, I'll tell you something what's going on at home. I said, what's happening? He said, and this lady was saying, he comes back from office and he'll wash his feet and then he sleeps on the sofa. I said, so what's the problem? He said, no. Then he will take chadar, um, not a blanket. We don't take blanket in India. We don't need most of the year, right? So he'll take a charger and then for next 2.5 hours till the time dinner, I am ready with dinner. He will simply be on his mobile phone. Like, why is he doing this? Every day, 2.5 hours after coming from office, probably he has this bad habit. He was saying he has this bad habit that he is on his screen with his mobile phone, and telling him leave it. And I keep on telling my husband, my prabhuji ko bata dungi. That's the day he stops. Next day again he begins. What's happening? Good devotee, but bad habit has come up. Right? One Mataji one time complained to me, Prabhuji, my husband was very nice. He would chant very nicely. But these days, what is happening? He's somehow delaying his chanting. कर लेंगे, हो जाएगा. After office also हो जाएगा. I said, Prabhuji, yesterday, you know what happened? There were relatives at home. He kept on talking with them, and I told him, find your time, 16 rounds are remaining. He said, हो जाएगा, I will chant. And then there were so many relatives at home. They were supposed to sleep all around everywhere, and then his chanting would disturb. So he went to the kitchen. And then in the kitchen, he moved the gas stove, he moved it, and he sat on that. But that was the only place where he could sit and chant. Prabhuji, in the morning, he was on that kitchen ka otak, kitchen right, platform, and with the bed where he's sleeping. Once, so I'm simply giving examples here. Good devotees, they are chanting, they're doing bhajan, but they're going to the stage of anishtita bhajana kriya. Their bhajan, their sadhana is weak. It gets affected by circumstances, by bad habits. Right? So this anishtita bhajana kriya, what happens when passion predominates? Right? One will feel, agitated within. Right? And one will curse on what is this? I'm becoming passionate. Unnecessarily, this dirty desires are coming in my heart. When goodness defeats passion, then one may feel, oh, this material life is so bad. And every time I'm just struggling, to make the two ends meet. Just simply want peaceful. So goodness has come up. But when ignorance defeats goodness and passion, such devotees will experience despair, negativity in life. So what should happen? Unless all these bad habits leave the heart, we don't come to nishtita bhajana kriya, steady practice of spiritual practices. So nishtha, steadiness, this stage when we reach, old obstacles no longer influence a devotee's behavior. They may linger, they may be around. One can drag oneself. No. Right? How many of you experience gravitational pull? Everyone. Gravitational pull of earth, The gravitational pull of bed, if you experience. The earth has a gravitational pull. Our bed also has a gravitational pull. Every morning when you look at when the conscience blows here, I should have come there to the temple. I was supposed to be the temple hall. I didn't get up. What happened to the alarm? You were snoozing it. you're putting it to snooze. There's a gravitational pull of the bed. Macha, macha, macha. Don't get up, don't get up, don't go away. So, but what happens when one comes to Nishtha stage? We'll find even if one is sick, apparently sick, he'll say, no, I will go to temple hall and I will chant Hare Krishna with devotees. Like Srila Prabhupada, when he was in India one time, um, he was in one city, I not take the name. He was in one city, and Prabhupada was doing so many programs throughout the day. And the temple president, he was also going around with Prabhupada. Four programs, four, five programs a day. And by the night, Prabhupada would sleep. And this guy would be like, "I'm exhausted." Next day morning, after 3, 4 days of consecutive programs like that, busy schedule, Srila Prabhupada still got up in the morning. Nothing affected him. He still got up. He came, he chanted, he went for a morning walk, greeted the deities, he gave Bhagavatam class. And after the Bhagavatam class, now when it's 9 o'clock in the morning, Prabhupada is saying the mic, where is the president? I was saying, where is your president? And he came running into the door. Prabhupada, sorry, I was so tired, I was feeling sick, and that's why I thought I will not wake up today. So I was sleeping. What is Prabhupada telling? Just imagine if you would die today. Your sickness was so bad that you would die in your bed. If you would have died in your bed, then you would have gone to hell. But even with your sickness, if you would come to temple hall and die in temple hall, you would have gone back home back to body. What is better? Imagine this answer can come only from somebody who has crossed the stage of Nishtha. Srila Prabhupada would say, the soul, the body is to be dragged by the soul. See, Prabhupada says this, not taken care of, not kept very nicely, keep on, feed it, put it to no. The soul is supposed to drag the body around. What is our condition now? Opposite. What's going on? It's the body which is dragging the soul down. Right? You've seen people go out, they take their dog for a walk. They do go out, they take their dog. You find when the owner takes out the dog, it looks like that the owner is taking the dog out. And after some time, what happens? The dog is making the owner go around every place. The owner is like, Baba, don't go this side, don't. You also have to go that side. So what's going on? This body was given to us. Yes, this body is our, but we are supposed to drag this body, not get dragged by this body. But in the conditioned state that we are in, what happens? This body drags us, and then the habits along with this body. Okay? So when devotees achieve steadiness, right? Prabhupada is saying this, they no longer expend most of their energy battling their conditioned nature. When you have reached the stage of nishtha, steadiness in your bhakti practices, you will not battle anymore with your conditioned nature, but you'll be able to direct your full attention to serving Krishna. So, we'll come to the words for today. This was a prelude to our today's discussion. So now there are four activities Srila Prabhupada says which are common to humans and animals. Which are those four activities? Ahara Nidra. See, whenever such question is asked, you should be able to tell the verse. Ahara Nidra Bhayamaitunam cha Samanyameta Pashubhir Narana Dharmo hi desham adhiko vishesho Dharme nahina Pashubhi samana. So ahar, eating, nidra, sleeping, aha, nidra, bhaya is fear, and maituna is association of opposite sex. These four things are common for humans and animals. So this section of Bhagavad Gita talks about the first one, food. Right? Why are people going around in Boston working hard? Papi, pet ka सवाल है. Why are the animals going around? What are the animals doing? Whole day they are, food, food. Everyone is searching for food. Now, when it comes to food, Krishna is talking about food in three modes. Be very careful. This activity happens so often in your day and life, right? And why will it happen so often? Because this stomach, has it ever this stomach has it ever got filled? How many of you had breakfast in the morning? Then you had to take lunch. You will have to take dinner. But the belly was full, right? You fill the belly in the morning. This belly never gets filled. It's a blind well. You keep on putting, right? So when we are going to eat food, how should we eat food? What kind of habits should we develop? Should we develop with food? So why so much talk about food? One may say Bhagavad Gita also talks about food. Ah, Bhagavad Gita regulates us in regards to food. Uh, why is the altar closed now? Are you offering bhoga or dressing is going on? Dressing is going on. How many times do you offer bhoga? Generally in a temple, 6 times. Even Krishna also eats 6 times a day. We may eat 3 times a day, right? But uh, this eating is a very important activity throughout the day. What should we do? Okay. So Krishna wants us to eat pure food. What is purity with food? The food has to be sattva guna as much as possible, as far as possible, influenced by goodness, and then offered to Krishna. Then it takes the food to pure goodness. So whenever we come to temple, whenever we take food, we don't call it, please take food. What do we say? Take prasad. What's the difference? It's the same rice, it's the same dal, same chapati. No, it's no more same. It is prasad. It is offered to Krishna. So, so impurity produces impurity or breeds impurity. So especially when we eat impure food, what will happen? It's not that the body will become, just the body will get sickness. Our thoughts will also become impure. I'll discuss that. Hmm. So, uh, what is the effect of modes on us? Hmm. Like when we get grains, these grains have to be cooked, and cooking means you will need fire, and fire means rajaguna, mode of passion. Now, mode of passion will, with that you cook the food, and what will happen? The food also, that rajoguna comes into the food. But when we offer, let's say I cook kheer, rice kheer. When I am cooking it, you are using fire, rajoguna has entered. Now, but this when this kheer gets offered to Krishna, that rajoguna is gone. It has come to Shuddha Sattva. Or you can imagine why one should not eat non-veg? Why as spiritualists we don't eat non-vegetarian food?
Because of the fear consciousness of the animal.
When the animal is butchered, the emotions that the animal feels, it's there in that meat, and that will come into you. So fear, envy, everything comes into that the person who eats non-veg, right? And especially, why do they eat fresh meat only? Fresh, they kill and fresh meat. What do you call, why do you call it fresh meat? What is there in it? What is there in it that gives taste? If, if that meat goes dry, if it's lying, even animals will not eat it. Even animals want to eat meat. Why? Or humans? Because there is blood. The blood is what gives taste to it. So they should not say we are non-vegetarians. Actually, they should say we are vampires. Right? And we don't offer dead things to Krishna. Right? We don't offer. Hmm. Even packaged food, a lot of karma there, consciousness of people. Okay. So, so food just does not have physical component of it. If you break the food, it's not just a physical thing. It also has subtle components. Okay. The Nigama Shastras, what do they say about food? If you want to note it down, you can. It takes 5 days to be absorbed by different tissues and glands. It takes 5 days. After 10 days, it enters bloodstream. After 15 days, bones and bone marrow. After 20 days, it enters semen. Uh, it also is related to women's reproductive tissue. And after 25 days, the food that you had eaten 25 days before, it creates the impression on the mind after 25 days. After 30 days, it makes impression on your intelligence. Okay. And after 35 days, it affects your chitta. So mind, and we have mana, and we have chitta. So it affects there. That's why you find when Draupadi and Pandavas, they all were there at the Kurukshetra warfield. After the whole war was over, they had come to see Bhishma. And Krishna told Yudhishthira, you ask your questions to me. Bhishma will answer. And Yudhishthira asked questions on dharma, duty, dharma. And as soon as Bhishma was about to speak, Draupadi laughed. And Bhishma said, I know Draupadi why you are laughing. You must be thinking that you also had asked question to me on dharma. In that Asat Sabha, in that assembly, when you were brought out by force, Dushasana had brought you out by force, and you had asked me, please, what does dharma say? Please speak out. And that time I did not say anything. But now when I'm lying on this bed of arrows, and Yudhishthira is asking me questions on dharma, I'm eager to answer. Right? That's why you are laughing. She said, yes, that's why I'm laughing. Where was your dharma then? And Bhishma says, my because I was eating the food, the salt given by Duryodhana, my intelligence had gone bad. That food that was I was eating from Duryodhana, my intelligence had gone bad. विषयेर अन्न खाइला मलिन होय मन मलिन मन नहे कृष्णेर स्मरण. Vishaya, when we eat food served or cooked by somebody who has no control on senses or non-devotees who are not spiritual minded, when they cook, it may be vegetarian food, but when we eat, what are we eating? Their consciousness. Vishayera anna khaina malin hai man, and Bhishma says, when man malin hai, it is impure, na hai Krishna smaran, then you cannot remember Krishna. Then you cannot think of Krishna. One person, this had come in a back to God magazine. This devotee had written an article. He was sharing the experience of a person. He was saying he ate at a restaurant. And he, after eating, when he came out, he thought, I should buy a lottery. I should purchase a lottery ticket. And for some time, why? Why this thought came in my mind? I've never done this. Why do I want to buy a lottery ticket? He went back and checked with the cook in the restaurant. He would regularly buy lotteries. Because he has bad habit of buying lotteries and cooked. And that food he ate, he also got to decide. I also want to buy a lottery. So, as per Ayurveda, different foods are meant for different seasons, or they grow also in different seasons. So, kapha, vata, pitta, three elements are there. So, kapha is earth element. It is necessary for stability, structure, and storage in the body. Pitta, which is fire and water, it is necessary for transformation, digestion, and metabolism. Vata, which is air and space, it is required for communication, movement. Hmm. So, uh, different foods are there for different seasons at different times of the day. Certain elements are active. Hmm. Now, what happens with modern food eating habits? They're simply based on carbohydrates, proteins. Right? They simply talk about your physical body. This food will be very clean. This food will be very tasty, but it is sure to mostly it is sure to because it's a factory product also. It is sure to make your mind go impure, cause impurity in the mind. Hmm? But Ayurveda, it does not talk about protein, starch, all these things, carbohydrates and everything, vitamins. Ayurveda talks about it is based on six tastes: sweet, sour, bitter, astringent, salty, and pungent. Pungent here means chili, pepper. Right? So, what does sweetness? How does sweetness help? So when we eat food as per Ayurveda, See, sweetness nourishes blood plasma and tissues. It helps. Sour food, it aids digestion. Salty food, it maintains the pH and acid base balance. Pungent food, it promotes sweating, relieves cold and phlegm. Bitter food causes detoxification and cleansing of the body. And astringent, it purifies the taste and controls blood sugar. So if somebody says, if I eat Ayurvedic style food, maybe my body, right? No, it helps the body, and more than that, if the food is in goodness, it will also help our consciousness. So 11th canto, 8th chapter, 21st verse, 11, 8, 21. It talks about if food intake, if we control our food intake, every kind of disease we can get relieved of, right? And we can save ourselves from so many troubles. Tavajidendriyo nasya vijitahendriya puman. Oh, although one may conquer all of the other senses, as long as the tongue is not conquered, if you not put good habit to the tongue, right? One cannot be said to be having controlled his senses. You control all your senses, but the tongue is uncontrolled. But if one is able to control the tongue, then easily all other senses will come under control. Okay, can you give me examples of animals who lose their life, who die because of uncontrolled sense, any of the senses? Even one sense, the moth is weak with eyes, enters the fire. Which is the animal which is weak with the nose and loses its life. The bumblebee enters the lotus and remains there. But by sunset, the lotus will close. And in the morning, when the lotus opens, there's a dead body, the bumblebee. Animal which is weak with its ears, the deer. The hunter will play sweet music and the deer is caught. Animal which is weak with tongue, the fish. There's so much to eat in the ocean, in the lake, in the river, but one small thing comes from outside. And this fish, no, I want to eat it. And everyone around that fish is telling, don't go, don't go, don't. No, because you didn't get it, right? That's why you're stopping me. And people like me will come and say such lectures, speak on such topics. And people may feel, इनको नहीं मिला होगा इसलिए रोक रहे हैं. This guy, he had experienced sour grapes. His grapes were sour, maybe. That's why he's stopping it. But that's what happens with each fish who gets caught. Okay, the animal is weak with its skin. Elephant. Okay. So food also has connection with mood. Your mood also gets affected. So one American doctor says, whatever science has been telling us since last 50 years, not take fat milk, it's all proved wrong. Milk, ghee, all the substances must be taken. There was an article, this American doctor said, okay, Chandogya Upanishad says that's why cultivate a habit that I will only eat prasad, something that is offered to Krishna. So we cook and then we offer it to Krishna and then we accept. Right? That habit is the best food habit. It has to be vegetarian because Krishna said in the Gita, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. What should you offer? A leaf, a flower, a fruit, and what you can offer to Krishna. If Krishna has not said andam, matanam, chickenam, right? Krishna has not mentioned that in Bhagavad Gita. So it's not mentioned. But we all know, yes, Krishna likes butter. Krishna likes, curd, makhan, dahi. In Vrindavan, he would steal. That also can be offered. we may not be vegan, for that matter, as devotees. Right? So, uh, yeah. So, best habit is to cultivate the habit of offering the food to Krishna and then eat. So, one time, Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj was in a flight, and at the check-in counter, it seemed the lady thought, there was one Buddhist monk on the flight, and he was one, was a Hare Krishna monk. So they both were given seats next to each other. And the air hostess came and she offered, veg. She requested veg or non-veg. When she offered that option, said like that to the Buddhist monk, he said non-veg. And when the air hostess asked Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, he said, I don't need anything. I have my attention. I have brought my food. That means he'll take prasad. He has brought, he had taken along with him. And when the air hostess went away, Jayadvaita Swami, he asked this Buddhist monk, you're supposed to be following ahimsa, peace. How can you eat non-vegetarian food? And this person said, I did not kill, I was given option. And Maharaj written an article on it. How somebody can say like this? You are, he said, I did not kill, I was given an option. What kind of spirituality is this? Like in Mumbai, back in India, you get Jain chicken. Jain chicken, what does it mean? These Jain people, right, they will eat anything that grows above the ground. So chicken is above the ground. But with the chicken, it should not have onion and garlic. Then we have Jain. Can you imagine how? So, when we are eating food, when we come to the level of goodness, like, like this, that I will not eat onion, garlic, I have so many restrictions on the food, but it has still not become Shagam. So Chandogya Upanishad says, Ahar Shuddha Sattva Shuddhi. From purity of food comes purity of mind. So if you want our mind to be pure, start working on your food habits. Okay? So Sattva Shuddha Dhruva Smriti. From purity of mind comes constant remembrance of God. And from constant remembrance of God, one becomes free from all bondage. One becomes liberated. So good food habits is you can eat twice a day, you can eat thrice a day, but fix it. Right? Fix your timings of eating. Don't eat here and there. Otherwise, the health goes bad. And the digestive system. So the Ayurveda says your stomach has fire, the fire of digestion. Right? Oxidation is happening. Food is getting oxidized. So there's fire. This fire to remain lit, the stomach should know at the right time the food will come. The food will not come in at any time of the day. When you put food at any time of the day, the fire will slowly die and will get stomach illnesses, right? Problems with the digestions. That all will be. So food, first of all, the first good habit with food is at specific times. The second good habit with food is the quantity. The belly should know at this time what quantity will come. It should not vary a lot. Very less will be, much will be. Fixed quantity should be there. Right? Then, with in regards to food, it should be, fresh, warm. The food has to be. It has to have it warm, right? Then the food will get digested. Another good habit, as per Ayurveda, is use your hand. As soon as the hand touches the food, your digestive system begins working. Right? That's why, especially humans, need to use our thumb also is free to break the chapati. Right? So, eating food with one's hands, right? There is an asana in which you should sit and eat. There is an asana in which you sit and evacuate. But what has happened today? The same posture for eating and same posture for evacuating. Very dangerous. Very dangerous way of doing it. Okay? And especially, one should not eat food while standing. One is standing and eating. Some what do you call buffet? Buffet. There's a way buffet. My father would say buffalo eating. भैंस खा रहे खड़े खड़े भैंस खाती है खड़े खड़े बैठना चाहिए बैठ के खाना चाहिए. So these are some good food habits. Srila Prabhupada, to his Western disciples, Prabhupada personally taught them how to cook, how to offer, how to eat. Hmm. So, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find so much description of food. So food and spirituality are very close, very, very close. Hmm. And Srila Prabhupada would say Chaitanya Charitamrita is the postgraduate study. And in that, there are so many sections with respect to the food. Right? So Gadadhar Pandit was famous for cooking special dishes, rice and sabjis for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghav Pandit is famous. There are chapters, right, where only the items that Raghav Pandit and his sister would cook and pack and send to Jagannath Puri for 6 months of Mahaprabhu's meeting. Imagine such variety they would cook. So, so what should we do? We should understand. First thing is, the best is to eat only prasad as much as possible, putting that standard on oneself. On oneself, whatever I eat has to be vegetarian, and whatever I eat is first offered to Krishna. Why should it offer? Why should it be offered to Krishna? You earn, you spend, you eat. You earn, you spend, you eat. Where has God come in between? Why should God eat first? Sorry, He created whom? You. Food. No, you also. He created you also. I thought you'd say yes. You're all children of God, right? Okay. Because the discussion is about food. The food is created by God. How many of you are sure? Why? Anybody working in IT here? You're working in IT. You okay? You're working in IT. You work for a whole month. What did you produce in a month's time? Code with bugs. What should you eat? Whatever you produce, you should eat. We produce code, right? Software with bugs. Right? But you will say, no, no, I may have written code, I may have produced code, but I earn money and I give it to the farmer, the last guy in the chain. And the farmer, produces food. Because the farmer is working so close to God's nature, Mother Nature, Father God, we find the farmers are so God conscious. They're always believers in God. We find they always go to the church. They go to the temple. Why? They know it's not me. I have a land. I sow rice, wheat, a sour fruit, a sweet fruit. Same earth, same air, same sunlight, same water. One seed turning into thousand seeds, thousand fruits. This miracle is happening close to the farmer, and the farmer understands God is giving. Right? So why should it be offered to God? Because it belongs to others are still thinking. Because it belongs to God.
Well, I was never a fan of this to begin.
I go to Costco, I go to my store, I get my sabji, I get my vegetables, I get my grains. I do the hard work of cooking and it belongs to God. It belongs to God. It does not belong to you. And like that's your laptop, right? If I take it away without asking, I don't take permission. What will you call me? Ah, you're so eager. भाई लिया नहीं थी उसके वजह से but he will call me a thief. If everything belongs to God, and if we take away without permission, who are we? Krishna says in the Gita, "Stema eva hi sa," thief. So an act of offering food is simply taking permission. from God, it belongs to you. Please, you accept it first. And is God hungry for our puri, our rice, our sweet? Has He ever eaten? Whatever you put in the plate, the same thing comes out. And what did He eat? How does it become prasad if He has not eaten also? You say your prayers, and you say God has accepted it. Now it is prasad. How has it become prasad? What did He accept? Our efforts? Anything better than that?
Intention.
Our intention? Anything more than that?
Our devotion.
Our devotion and our love. That Krishna is hungry for. He's not hungry for the food. It belongs to Him only. Right? We're all His children. But let's say the father calls the daughter and says, take this $10 and go buy a chocolate for yourself. The daughter goes to the shop, buys the chocolate, but rather than opening the packet and eating, she comes back home. And the daughter goes to her father and says, Papa, you have it first. Is Papa hungry for chocolate? But Papa has tears. His father has tears flowing down his cheek. Why? Because father is hungry for what did father accept? Love. That's what is happening when we cultivate a habit. I have to eat, but I'll first offer it to Krishna. I don't want to be a thief. Remember, we began with the story of the thief. You thought the thief was only there in that story. Where is the thief? The thief is in all of us. Where we want to take away from Krishna, but not offer to Krishna. Like in India, they say, Sab Bhumi Gopal. All the land belongs to God. Sab Bhumi Gopal ki mera 1,000 square foot chhod. This 1,000 square feet belongs to me. It should have my name. Even if everything belongs to God, right? All the land belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. A simple, good spiritual habit that we all should cultivate is whatever we eat is vegetarian. Just say a prayer. It can be cooked with as much devotion as possible and offered to Krishna. And if we cannot, wherever we are living, at least join your palms and say a prayer. God, I may not know even Sanskrit. Krishna is not looking to which language do you talk, right? Sanskrit or English or Hindi or anything. Whatever language you can talk in, simply offer a prayer. God, please accept it, Krishna. I want to offer it to you, right? And then accept it, right? So this good habit. So by understanding how food has very deep impact on our lives, cultivate good food habits in terms of offering the food, eating the food, right? From where, what is the source of that food, right? Uh, and best if we can avoid eating any outside food, anything cooked outside, right? It's best we go to the market, we get the ingredients, we learn cooking. It's good. When you cook by your own hands, even this much food, I'm telling you, you may not eat a lot or but little, but that will nourish your body also. Nourish you. And if it's offered to Krishna, what will happen? Your heart will also get purified. Hmm? And Srila Prabhupada would teach his disciples, keep the kitchen very clean. The ingredients should be clean. There are rules regarding bathing when we cook. Right? The vessels have to be very clean. Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada taught all this to his disciples. Why? These are good food habits. Right? Habits that should come along with our activity of eating. So I'll stop here. We just have 2 or 3 minutes remaining. Anybody has any questions or comments, you could ask them. Yes.
Amazing class. And hello. I had a quick question. Initially, you said that some habits might affect us due to circumstances, and even if we are good devotees with sadhana, but due to circumstances, the chanting may go here and there. So, how can we be that strong, irrespective of circumstances? We are
So if you want to be determined in your bhakti practices, associate with those who are determined. The determination, this quality of determination rubs off on us. Be with them, serve with them, talk to them, take guidance from them, whose bhakti inspires you. And then it will come to you. So Narada, a small boy living in that village, how did he become that small boy became Narad Muni? Simply by associating with those four personalities who came to the village. So when I want to become determined, I associate with those whom I see who are at that stage. Very Nishkita Bhajan Kriya. They are very fixed. When we serve them, when we take guidance from them, when we follow their instruction, then it comes. No questions, let's start for today. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ji, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.